It's a competition that features intense heat, marathon-like endurance, and lots of powdered sugar. Every few years, the top pastry chefs in the world vie for the title of Best Craftsman of France. During the 3-day ordeal, the chefs have to race against the clock to create an array of desserts, and it is serious business. The competition has been known to reduce grown men to tears. It's the focus of the new POV film, Kings of Pastry, co-directed by Oscar-nominated filmmakers D.A. Pennebaker and Chris Hegedus. Both are on the show this morning. Chris and Penny, so glad to have you here this morning. Good morning to you both.
Okay.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
It's great to have you. You know, many of your films have been about music. There is, of course, the film's also notable on politics as well. But this one is about a pastry making contest. What brought you to this?
We strayed.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it's the same thing. I mean, most of our stories are about people who really know how to do something well, take some big risk in their life, whether they're going to elect a president or they're going to do the biggest concert in their life or they're going to enter this pastry competition.
Was it worth it?
Well, yeah, it's in the beginning, you have no idea what you're going to come up with. I mean, that's what kind of makes it interesting. It's like going into a Las Vegas casino with $10 and coming out with 100,000.
Right.
That's worth it.
You know, many people would look at this or read some of the clips and they would think, boy, you know, this looks a lot like a reality TV show when it comes to chefs. What would you say to that?
Well, it is a reality TV show, but it isn't done. It isn't done with any specific kind of arrangement in mind. It sort of takes its own form.
I think it's very different than reality shows like Top Chef. I mean, that are kind of manufactured events in a certain way. Not to say that they don't have excellent chefs on them, but this is a contest that's a 100-year-old competition, and it really means something for the chefs when they win. They don't win any money or any prizes, but what they are awarded is kind of a distinction that is given to them for the rest of their life, and they join kind of a club of chefs that are known to be the best in France, and they wear a tricolor collar around their jacket.
Hey, so let's go to France. Let's talk about this. It's a prestigious 3-day contest. You all had exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Yeah.
How did you make that happen? Was that tough?
I'm not sure how we made it. How did we make that happen? I wasn't sure.
Snuck in with a camera, maybe, right?
I didn't think we were going to get in at all.
And it was hard. I mean, we tried to first get permission from the organization in August in France, where everybody's on vacation. So we made the decision to start the film anyway and travel with our main character, Jackie Pfeiffer, to France, where he was practicing for the contest. But no one had ever filmed this contest before or had even watched it. They'd never let anybody in, so the stakes were high.
And part of your style of shooting is being a fly on the wall, if you will. So to be in these tight quarters in these kitchens with these chefs, how difficult was that?
I wouldn't say fly. I'd say lizard in the soup. Well, you're just watching. I mean, you're not directing anybody. We weren't allowed to have lights or camera booms or anything like that. It was like home movie.
Well, you know, if you guys bumped into somebody or you bumped somebody's work of art or their sculpture, it could have been disastrous.
They brought that up and they said we'd have to kill you. So we decided to take it, and they drew a little square on the ground and said, stay inside there or it's trouble.
Was there any part of this that you look back and you remember the chefs thinking or telling you, you know what, it may have been better if you guys just weren't here or if you guys weren't around?
No, they were very nice to us and helped us in many ways. I mean, I think they were like anybody who does something really well and has a feeling that the world doesn't fully appreciate it. They liked the idea that somebody was watching what they did and taking it seriously.
I want to finish up with this, and this is our last question here. Did you know, this was an incredibly emotional experience. I mean, I saw Jackie's wife crying, I saw the chefs crying, the judges even crying to one extent. You know, it really is. You know, you look back at this and you have to think, when you sign up for this, Jackie would tell you that this is a competition that, of course, it's a lot of money. You have to spend a lot of money to get into it. His wife would tell him, hey, look, it's canceled, just so he wouldn't dream about it.
Right.
Was there so much passion? Was there so much emotion? And have you ever seen so much passion and emotion in an event like this before?
Well, I've never watched an event like this before. It was a kind of a new adventure for us as well. But I mean, that's what interested us. I mean, what you're talking about was when we first met Jackie, he told us that his wife wakes him up every night to kind of tell him that the competition has been canceled so he won't have nightmares about it. We thought, wow, you know, this is going to be a good story because this person is so invested in this, you know, that he's dreaming about it every night in nightmares.
And he's already
He
such a
cares
good
about it.
chef
Yeah.
that you can't imagine anything upsetting him or making him nervous. It seems unimaginable.
You know, it's an incredible story, one that makes you smile, one that makes you hungry,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
That's
it has
right.
a lot of emotion and drama in it as well. Chris Hegedus and D.A. Pennebaker, co-directors of Kings of Pastry, thank you all so much for stopping by this
thank
morning.
you.
We appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
Okay.
Kings of Pastry makes its broadcast debut on the POV series next Tuesday, June 21st at 10 p.m. on PBS. Be sure to check your local listings.